How do you enjoy something when you know it's inevitably going to end?
This is so insane.
I think in some way these trips shape me into the person I am now.
I have mixed thoughts. I mean, the older I get...
It's weird saying goodbye to something that seems so limitless, but eventually, everything comes to an end. Or maybe this was just the start of something.
Welcome to Canada.
Canada. I had kind of been obsessed with this idea of going to Canada since I watched the Spire family video where they mentioned Banff, and it's always kind of lingered in the back of my mind until now. And what better way to end our grand adventures than road tripping across another country? Canada sounded great, in theory, but there was one big issue. I've never been outside of the country before. Yeah, hey Grandpa. Real quick, I had a question for you. It's kind of about our trip, actually. How would you feel about maybe going to Canada?
Wow, Canada. I've been there once, but it was on a cruise, so we really didn't have any independence, but we never had to buy anything when we were on the cruise, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at the maps, and I think if we went to British Columbia and Alberta, I think that's the prettiest part of Canada. And also there's Banff, which is like the main thing that I think would be really cool to see. The only thing is I don't have a passport.
I don't know how all that's going to work, but I'll check that out. You go ahead and work on your passport, and I'll contact some of the car rental places. I need to check and make sure we can take a rental car up there.
Before the sun comes.
So with a passport, it was time to embark on our last grand adventure. So where are we right now?
Right now, we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, DFW Airport.
DFW, okay. I'm kind of nervous. I've never been to Canada, so this is gonna be interesting. Hopefully we have everything we need. And so there we were, at the edge of our last grand adventure together. There's something so strange about knowing everything will be different after this. I think knowing something won't last forever is what gives it meaning. And so, without further ado, welcome to Canada. I just soaked the back of my pants. Oopsies. All 5 trips we've said we were gonna make a country song, and we never did. Oh my god, they're kissing! There was this dude with no shirt on and a machete. So that was interesting. Like literally, I don't know, maybe he's still over there. There was a dude with no shirt on and a machete, and that was scary. When I first came up with the idea of going to Canada, I came up with a bucket list. Okay,
We just went and had Canadian bacon and maple syrup. How would you rate it?
The bacon and the syrup, I would give it a 10. I would say it was fantastic.
Canada has a chip flavor exclusive to them, and I was able to get one of my friends to try it out.
Okay, so I just had my friend try the ketchup chips from Canada, and she sent me a little voice recording of what she had to say about them.
The ketchup chips from Canada were my absolute favorite, and I think I will forever be jealous that we don't have those in the United States and that they're only in Canada. So I'm really sad about that.
You know what? I agree. And before we knew it, we had arrived at the bucket list destination we talked about for months.
It's all glacier melt from that Temple Glacier that we started in.
It was weird arriving to Banff when it was only something we dreamed about. But even being in Banff came with some challenges. I've sort of had this irrational fear of bears ever since I was little.
Do you see many bears?
Tons. Okay, guys. So, basically, I have a really bad fear of bears. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a low-key a little bit traumatized from the last time I was hiking down a big mountain. Because I'm pretty confident I did see a bear. I'm gonna keep scanning during this clip just so I don't get mauled by a bear. And Banff happens to be one of the most densely packed bear populations of the entire country. Rule number 1 of bear country is always be talking while you're walking. But basically we're back at it again with the bears. It is so beautiful here, but like I said, I am just a wee bit terrified of getting mauled by a bear.
But luckily, the park offers bear spray to carry around.
Okay. It shoots about 25-30 feet away.
Okay.
Always keep that safety on there. I'm going to put it back on before I do anything else just to make sure.
Hopefully I can maybe conquer my fear after this.
We actually never ended up seeing a bear, but I do think some part of me feels better about them now. But bears aren't the only fear I've had to face on this trip. Okay, who am I here with?
Evan Knoll, Grandpa.
This is kind of crazy. This is our last trip together. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I have mixed thoughts. I mean, the older I get, it's kind of exhausting, but I love it.
That's
but
fair.
it is exhausting.
I'm exhausted too. Yeah,
and
it's a lot.
And so I think it was very meaningful. All of them, all the trips.
It's just been so crazy seeing how much we've changed, and especially, I mean, you've changed a little bit, but I talked about this in the last trip we went on, but like how different I've changed too with with what I want to do for the rest of my life, because now I know I want to be a documentary filmmaker or maybe like a director, something along the lines of that. And I don't know if I would have recognized that if we didn't go on these trips, because this has really been my outlet to explore that side of my life. And so it's been so interesting seeing where that's taken me so far, and now it's over. So now
I've served my purpose.
But now it's my opportunity, and it's my decision to see where this takes me now, because I don't have the safety net of traveling with someone else. It's all independent after this. And
going from having a safety net of another person to being completely alone is daunting.
the beach, the San Joseph Bay. But the problem is, it's already, it'll be like 4 o'clock by the time we get down there, and then it's a 45-minute hike, so we wouldn't even get down to the beach until like 5, and we wouldn't even be leaving until like 7. So, and also our hotel's 3.5 hours away from there, so we wouldn't get back until literally 10:30 at night. So, we kind of just spent the whole day driving for nothing.
I like to portray our trips as these incredible adventures, but sometimes they aren't. And it seemed like even in the most beautiful of places, I couldn't escape life.
Well, my drone just flew into a tree over there.
I had these really big expectations of what I wanted this trip to be, and so when plans fell through and I was going through one of the hardest mental battles of my life, it was hard to not feel like I'd failed.
Somewhere up there, we've been throwing rocks at it.
I have this mindset that I have to do everything by myself, and that I'm not allowed to ask for help. I tried to make this trip an escape from life, but instead, Canada forced me to look within.
Recently, I've been stressing out a lot about what I'm gonna do in my future and how everything's gonna look and what it's gonna be like for the first time actually being on my own. I mean, sure, I have a lot of freedom with being on my own, but the first time I'll actually be on my own is coming up soon. And so I've been trying to like reconcile with that and figure out what exactly I'm doing with my life. But then I come to places like this and it literally doesn't matter. Like, I'm sitting on a tree in front of a waterfall, and none of this matters.
And even though I didn't have a clear answer, I knew eventually everything would work out. So honestly, Canada wasn't all that I'd hoped it would be. I think that makes these moments of unplanned adventure even more incredible. And it's made me realize that there's always been one person by my side. I think a majority of my videos focus on the places we see, but the only reason these destinations and fleeting memories mean anything is because I get to share them with someone.
I'm happy to be at the port.
I don't get many clips of my grandpa, but if I do, he's either cracking a joke, driving, or giving good advice.
Everything I feel returns to you somehow.
I wish I could share all of our immeasurable moments of joy, and also our inevitable fights we've had after being trapped in a car together for a week.
Only reason why I continue at all.
These 20-minute documentaries of our travels only begin to scratch the surface of everything me and him have experienced.
Should I tear my eyes out now?
It's impossible to capture it all, but what I can say is thank you, Grandpa, for everything.
Should I tear my heart out now? Everything I feel returns returns to you somehow.
Okay, and to wrap up a little bit of our trip,
Yes.
so today is our last day.
Yes.
We are about, what time is it? We're about 2.5 hours away from flying back, from starting our travel adventure back to Hayes.
Yes.
So how do you feel about this trip?
I think it's been an extremely well learning experience.
Something like this, I feel like you really only get to experience once in a lifetime, just like doing stuff like this, and so I'm very grateful.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful too because I've learned a lot. You've taught me a lot. I know that's that's a cliche that all the teachers always say how much the student taught them. But some of the time he has taught me some things. So
Yeah, so it's the end of a chapter, but a big opening of a new chapter for me that I have to figure out. But
yeah, I'm very excited for you for the next phase of your life because you're energetic. You know what you want, and I think you'll go to every extreme to get it. And that's very exciting. It's very rewarding for me. And if these trips did anything for you, that makes me feel very, very good.
okay, so I have kind of like a weird, hard question to answer. Do you think there's a difference between being alone or being lonely? Do you think there's a difference between the two?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think that difference is?
I'd say being alone and content is just being alone. Being lonely means you're sad that there's no one else. But truly being alone does not mean that you're lonely at all.
Okay. And before I knew it, our trip was at an end. It's weird saying goodbye to something that seems so limitless. This might genuinely be the most insane thing I think I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. But eventually, we have to start again. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, these trips have done more for me than you could ever know. I've spent a lot of time looking for this sense of belonging, and I've always worried that maybe I'm just destined to end up alone.
Baby, don't tell me it's...
And I'm still terrified to grow up. But now I know that even though I'll be on my own, I'll never truly be alone.
Make a wish.